definitely start this.
Okay, great. So I feel very delighted and honored in welcoming all you eminent officials and academicians and also eminent professionals from the industry. Today we have joined here to discuss on how agriculture education is evolving to develop agripreneurship in the country. And as we all know, the pandemic has, sort of certified its importance in each and every Indian's mind. Not only Indian, globally. Now everyone understands the importance of agriculture. Thanks to the pandemic. So it's been a blessing in disguise for agriculture, because now everybody all of a sudden wants to get into agriculture. IITians all over the world are leaving their high profile jobs and getting into agriculture. Students from farming backgrounds are coming into agripreneurship. Right from Honorable Prime Minister down to each and every minister now is working towards their stakes into Indian agriculture. So we would like to now discuss on how educational and academic institutions are working towards building this agripreneurship in India. So I feel very delighted and very honored in welcoming all the eminent speakers, beginning from Dr. R.C. Agrawal, sir. I think he has joined, but he would be a little late. Dr. R.C. Agrawal, he is DDG Education at ICR. Then we have Dr. P. Chandrasekhara, Director General, Manage Hyderabad. We have Dr. Ramesh Mittal, Director, NIAM. Then we have, I feel very honored in welcoming Dr. R.S. Verma, Director, MNIT Allahabad. We have Dr. Praveen Rao, Vice Chancellor, PJT-SAU, Hyderabad. Then Dr. Balvinder ma'am will be joining. She is the Vice Chancellor of MIT University. Then we have Mr. Devabrata Sarkar. He is the Asia Head for Alga Energy. Another agribusiness, a very prominent and eminent agribusiness professional. Then we have the very charming and very lively Mr. Pradipta Sahu. He is the strategic head for Mother Dairy and also heading exports for Mother Dairy. And then we have Dr. Kalpana Shastri, who is the managing director for AgHub at PJTSU Hyderabad. So over to you, Saurabh-ji.
Madam, I'll be needing permission to turn on my camera. Possible?
Yeah, please do.
I think host has to do that.
Anil-ji, please switch on the camera for Saurabh-ji.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So feeling grateful and honored to to witness this august panel of eminent speakers. And without making much delay, as this symposium has been organized to benefit our dear students from all over the country. And in fact, this registration has been sent to more than 25,000 students across. And so they can witness the wisdom of our senior eminent dignitaries joining from all over the country. So without making much delay, Madam, I cannot see Dr. R.C. Agrawal sir is here. Sir, can you please confirm if you have joined? I think sir will be joining soon. So let me request Dr. P. Chandrasekhara sir, Director General, Manage Hyderabad, which is an institution leading agribusiness management education in the country and kind of a pioneer in education, extension and research. And also, as this session is dedicated towards agri-entrepreneurship, nowadays what has been observed that each and every student now has a wish that apart from their employment, they also have a tinge and a sense of entrepreneurship in their career. Every time that they ask that apart from the education institution, what else extra they are providing. So sir, as you are pioneer in, if I talk about Raftar, RKVY scheme, and there are other initiatives that government has taken. So what new has been introduced in the agri-business education, and what would you like to share about your guidance and opinion to our agri-entrepreneurs and agri-business management students to the country? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, Madam Mamta Jain, and all the distinguished panelists, and especially more than 100 interested participants are there. Namaskar to everyone. Nowadays, I keep meeting three kinds of people. Number one, Manage alumni. They passed out from agribusiness management program long back. 15, 20 years back. When I meet them, they say that, sir, nice to see you. I am CEO of such and such agribusiness company. I am vice president of such and such agribusiness company. And turnover is 4,000 crores. We have crossed 500 crores. They talk at national level. They talk about Indian agriculture. They are the people who are going to change the face of Indian agriculture. It happened just in 15 to 20 years. They could able to climb the ladder of their profession and reach only because of agribusiness education. The second category of people, I keep meeting some of the agripreneurs trained under Government of India scheme, Agri Clinic and Agribusiness Center scheme. In the past 20 years, we have been training the agriculture graduates in agri-entrepreneurship development. So we have trained around 81,000 agriculture graduates, 36,000 people. They established their own enterprises. Whenever I meet these people, they share with me that, they cover 10 districts, they cover 50,000 farmers, their turnover is 50 crores. They have employed 15 to 20 agriculture graduates, and they want to diversify from only input selling to developing a nursery, only input selling to developing a custom hiring centers. Very exciting thing I hear. These people are changing the face of agriculture at ground level. This is the second category of people I keep meeting. They are also one of the common thread between first category and second category is both are talking about agribusiness management. The third category is another interesting category. They're all agri startups. So they are benefited under, RKVY Raftar program. They come with some new ideas, and, we train them and we mentor them, give some grants under RKVY Raftar. Majority of them are concentrated around agribusiness management. They say that they started last year and they are working in 3 states. And, many agriculture department, they have adopted their ideas and they are providing services to good number of agribusiness companies, public or private, but they are benefiting large number of farmers. Financially, they are very sound. See, one of the common thread which is running around 3 categories of people is agribusiness. So this is talk of the town, talk of the day, talk of the nation, and all the stakeholders who are interested in agribusiness development. In this background, probably the talk you have arranged today is most relevant for budding, agripreneurs who are interested in agribusiness education. So let us see, in agribusiness education, it has different wings actually. Some people want to take up a higher education in agribusiness management. When we started during the agribusiness management program in Manage during 1996, we were the only second, college next to IIM Ahmedabad. But today, you just look at the potential of agribusiness management education. 210 organizations are running agribusiness management program. 46 government institutions are running agribusiness management program. Any agriculture graduate, now around 80,000 agriculture graduates are coming out. Earlier, they used to show more interested in pathology, entomology, microbiology, those kind of subjects. Now also the interest continues, but those courses can absorb only few people, but agribusiness education can absorb large number of people. And, you see now Imperial School of Agribusiness, management. So this is one of the institute started and going with very good success. So this is, the future prospects for any agriculture graduate who is interested in agribusiness education. So they can go for postgraduate diploma in agribusiness management. This is one option. See, nowadays, NBA accreditation is there. They have the opportunity to move on to a PhD degree. They have the opportunity to join other reputed management institutions, and even they can go abroad and pursue their higher education. So this is one agribusiness management route available for this budding agriculture graduates. The second one is if somebody wants to start their own enterprise. So one of the opportunity available now is Agri Clinic and Agribusiness Center scheme of Government of India. you can go to agriclinics.net. Somebody is interested, you can apply online and you will be trained in agribusiness development for 45 days. Later, you will be eligible for 20 lakh rupees loan, 36 to 44% subsidy. And you can start a business of your own interest. And there are, 32 categories of agribusiness activities initiated by 36,000 people across the country. But agriculture can absorb any number of agribusiness ideas, and it has so much of elasticity and absorption capacity. And nothing to worry, if people are interested either for education or your own enterprise, you can just move on. Another government program which can support agri startups is RKVY Raftar program, and you have to have some new idea in your mind and interested. There are 29 organizations. You can Google it, you will get a lot of information. Manage is also one, and NIAM is also one, and Dr. Kalpana Shastri is also here, and they're also supporting agri startups. So 29 organizations are supporting agri startups. Go with a new idea, come out as a polished agri startup professional with the confidence, with legal, with the technical, with the managerial enhanced skills. You'll be more confident. Not only you are getting a certificate, you will also get 5 to 25 lakh rupees grants. I repeat, it is grants, it is not loan. So that kind of opportunity is there if you opt to take up agri startups. Then another postgraduate program on agri warehouse management. See, we are talking about warehouse, we are talking about cold chain, and this kind of infrastructure, they are in great demand nowadays. Government is also supporting them with a good number of schemes. If somebody want to start some enterprise in that direction, these kind of courses can also help. One of the very very useful program for supporting agripreneurs is Agri Infrastructure Fund launched by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. You all know that Honorable Prime Minister announced this Agri Infrastructure Fund, and 1 lakh crore is dedicated for this purpose. Any individual, if you want to do any kind of agri business, so there is a long list of agri activities. You can take loan up to 2 crore rupees. You get an interest subvention of 3%. Your first 2 years is grace period. So there is no pressure of repayment. You can repay the entire loan amount in 7 years. This is great opportunity. And online you can submit your DPR, and the detailed project report will be vetted by bankers, and you will get a call from the banker. It is so transparent and confidence building program. Then you ask me, if I want to start a business, why do I study agribusiness management? See, when people ask for a good detailed project report, how do you prepare? Detailed project report talks about cost benefit ratio, internal rate of returns. You should know, what should be the future, what should be the present of that particular business. All comes from academic churning, which comes out of the program you undergo. So this agribusiness management program, it opens 1,000 windows, ideas for your future. If you are really interested in to toe that path, probably this program will help you by giving several basic knowledge to manage any agribusiness activity, agri entrepreneurship, agri startup. Apart from that, it also shows the opportunity. Then another important development which can support agribusiness activity, I would like to highlight. Government of India is talking about promotion of 10,000 farmers producers organization. Why agribusiness require farmers producers organization? You can't do business with every individual farmer. There are 130 million farmers are there. Can we go to every house and start promoting our business? No. It needs scale of economy. For that, we need to bring all the farmers together. And for that, the contract farming concept is already there. That becomes responsibility of agribusiness operator. But in this case, government is promoting farmers producers organization. 500,000 farmers are coming together. They are guided by a chief executive officer. For them, around 18 lakh rupees is given. Matching grants are given. handholding support is given, detailed project report and business plans are prepared and given to farmers producers organization. That makes a ready-made platform for any agribusiness companies to talk to these people. You can procure from them, you can process at farm gate, and on a transparent process. So agribusiness of yesterday was more tougher than today. Today the platforms are ready. Only thing you have to go jump and start working. So I just give example of one of our alumni who passed out of our agribusiness management program. Agribusiness management program, majority of the colleges, 100% placement is sure. Package may vary, but placement is sure. But one of our student, Mr. Yogesh Thorat, he skipped a placement and he told he is going to his village and he will form a farmers producers organization. This happened 15 years back. Today, after 15 years, Yogesh Thorat mobilized 750 farmers producers organization, and his last year turnover was 1,500 crores. He is an authorized agency for procurement of pulses and oil seeds from Government of India. So he developed such a mega structure through his business ideas only because he got a clear-cut basic understanding of business ideas, which comes through a 2 years very rigorous learning. Therefore, if at all any opportunity is there, if you get in IAM, we will be more happy actually, but all the people cannot get in IAM. But you have many other opportunities are there. You please explore wherever you get. That will be a very good foundation for your agribusiness aspirations. Nowadays, Government of India launched another program called National Honey and Beekeeping Mission. Around 500 crores is kept. So this is, nowadays people are conscious about healthy food, export-oriented business also. I think a lot of, opportunities are there. Agribusiness professionals can also look for some kind of ideas and, funding towards this scheme. And under MSME ministry, there is a program called Spurti. This Spurti talks about mobilizing around 500 to 1,000 farmers and 5 crore rupee grant is given. I repeat, it is a grant. 10% kind, need not be in cash, but in kind in the form of land or in the form of a building or machinery. The group of farmers can contribute 90% of the money, up to 5 crore rupees. It comes in the form of grant from MSME ministry under Spurti program. Nowadays, manage in my organization. We are a national institute. We are also working for agricultural extension, agribusiness management activities. For all our projects, we started preferring agribusiness management professionals. The reason, we are talking the language of agri-entrepreneurship. We are talking the language of agribusiness management. If somebody comes from other discipline, probably they may not understand it clearly. So any project, 6 months or 1 year period, I think they are the better people. But they charge heavily actually. They charge 2 lakh rupees, 2.5 lakh rupees per month for a short period. But still we prefer them. That is another opportunity to emerge as a consultant. Many of our students who passed out of ABM program, agribusiness management program, they are working very comfortably in higher position in E&Y and KPMG, like many consultancy organization, not only within the country, even abroad also. So this opportunity is open because they have a very good, sound, basic agribusiness management programs. So time is very conducive. See, last year, our agri export was around, $30 billion. This year, it is $56 billion. It is almost double. So if export increases, it requires more number of agribusiness professionals. Somebody has to take care of procurement. Somebody has to take care of storage, logistics, and take care of phytosanitary activities. All these people come from agribusiness management stream. So we are talking about not agricultural extension management, agriculture marketing management. Nowadays, we are talking about food systems management. It is production, processing, marketing, and including consumption. Another dimension is added. Therefore, people are talking about secondary agriculture. Secondary agriculture, 100% it requires only agribusiness management professionals. This is what I wanted to share with you, in brief regarding the opportunities for agribusiness management professionals. See, if you are very serious in starting your own enterprise, starting your own agri startup, or you want to join the wonderful, the world of agribusiness management, wherever you get this opportunity, please join, put hard work for 2 years, and this is the shortcut route for a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening wisdom and guidance. I really feel blessed that we are receiving the mentorship from in ISAB from your side since day one, since the inception. We are definitely moving on our career path. And as an agribusiness management student from IIM Ahmedabad, or also an agriculture student from GB POT Pantnagar, at that time, we had not all those options that you have shared today with all of the students. At that time, if we talked about that we want to do entrepreneurship, people will say, have you lost your mental balance? What you're talking about? I think you should also only look forward for the jobs in agri input sector and all. But now when every people have at least that dream to write co-founder or maybe founder in their LinkedIn profile for some or other things. So I think that kind of ambience has been created by government and their allied bodies, and you are definitely pioneering one of it. So thank you very much for sharing a couple of schemes that the students should be aware about. It is a kind request to all the students, whatever dignitaries you are sharing, please note down these things. These are important for your career, for your interview, for your success, for your growth. Each and every word is important. So on that note, I thank you once again, sir, for joining the panel and giving us the guidance unconditionally. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much. As I have to attend another meeting, with your permission, I exit. All the best to all the participants. Thank you, Mamtaji. Bye. Thank you, Mittal.
So on that note, now let me please invite a very eminent panelist on today's panel, Dr. Ramesh Mittal, sir. He is heading NIAM, one of the foremost agribusiness marketing institutions in our country, based out of Jaipur. Definitely is one of the oldest institution in our country and also pioneering agribusiness education. And there are a couple of other government schemes, including RKB by Ravi. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saurabh. First of all, I would like to, thank to Agriculture Today, Mamta Madam and Dr. Khan and you for this great opportunity for this forum. You have invited me. Second, I just want to say thanks to all the distinguished guests, panel is quite rich and all our distinguished esteemed speakers. And I'm also going to learn something, whatever they are going to say. So with these words, I would like to share my views for today's topic. As we are aware, agriculture is, earlier it was livelihood. I mean, it was not scientific, it was not agribusiness, it was not agripreneurship, nothing. Simply, if you look at any word around the world, any country's history, you will find the agriculture everywhere was the livelihood. They're just farmers, simply they were growing and they were having their bread and butter, and whatever they were growing, there was no parameters, no quality parameters, nothing, no business, no idea, no startup, no entrepreneurship. So it was now paradigm shift from agriculture livelihood to agribusiness sector. That is the paradigm shift. And you look at the change has happened. Now, if you look at the agriculture, now surrounding industry, I remember when I was discussing to the industry people, they told me, sir, agriculture contributes maybe 30%, maybe 35%, 40%, something like that. They were talking about the industrial manner, like how industries contributed. But in reality, if you look at more than 70% industry comes from agriculture only. You talk about, let me give you some example, talk about the forestry, talk about the medicinal aromatic plant, talk about the horticulture, talk about the dairy, meat, poultry, fishery, honey, organic, non-organic, even water. Everything is coming from the agriculture. So you look at the scope of agriculture to convert it into agribusiness. For example, I'm sitting in this room and you will find the furniture which is made by the wood. it is coming from the forest. You look at the like tapestry of this this is textile, and it is coming from the cotton. So I mean, you look at here and there, you will find mostly things are coming from the agriculture side. Even soil, look at the bricks which was made by the soil. So construction industry. So when you go on the platform, you will find more than 70 to 80% products are coming from the industry, which is directly or indirectly related to the agriculture. Now, this is the significance and importance of the agriculture. Now, thing is basically, when you are talking about the industry, then we need agribusiness management, because we need some sort of skill, we need some sort of expertise, some sectoral specific area, or maybe some module, some subjects. So now these days, like we people are of them industry ready. So in 2 years, mostly students are getting 44 subjects, and those are based on the industry requirement. Are able to perform in corporate as well as for any industry as an entrepreneur. Now choice is theirs. Now look at 10 years ago, when I used to ask them, how many you want to go to the industry and how many you want to start the industry? 100% students were raising the hand to go for the fat pocket as a corporate. But now today, if you ask them, more than 50% are raising hand to become entrepreneur. Now the change is basically why? Because they have seen the upcoming startups, agri startups, new unicorns, the kind of wealth they have generated, the kind of fame, name they have already developed. They are known across the world. So they said, if I'm CEO of that one company, my package would be 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, not more than that. But if I'm owner of that company, maybe 1,000 crore. So that is the difference. And that is why they have been attracted themselves for this entrepreneurship. So they are going through this agribusiness management, but they are looking at agri-entrepreneurship. Now, one more sector, one more area has comes in, like Dr. Chandrasekhar has already mentioned, which is startup, agri-startups. Now, across the country, like we people are also working on it as a part of ministry, and managers also working. So more than 500 startups has been developed with our partners. And the interesting part is like the new area is like e-commerce, the new area is like consulting. These are the areas where new startups are taking into place, and they are very much successful also. And now look at some areas, some problems. Now, what is the startup? What is entrepreneurship? The thing is basically, if you want to have one startup, you need to be very innovative. So you have to have an innovation. Second is the startup must be sustainable, viable, or feasible. And third is it should have social impact also. So these are 3-4 parameters, and based on that, people are opting. Now the question is, my observation, if you look at mostly startups, current status is like data is 70% students or the young entrepreneurs are coming from the IITs, NITs, or IIMs. They are not with the agriculture background. Now the question comes in, we people are talking about the agribusiness management, and the ratio is only 30%. So where we are now, it is slowly growing because these students are not very much comfortable about the finance. So when they come to know, like many schemes has been offered, like the Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture has already offered this RKVY Raftar, where up to the 25 lakh rupees grant they can have for the seed stage, prototype stage, and up to the 5 lakh rupees for the idea stage. So they are rushing, and many more, the ecosystem has been already developed. It is not only RKVY Raftar, but if you look at the Niti Aayog has already given one more forward, which is Atal Incubation Center, where the agri process and agri startup is eligible. One more like MSME, they are also offering. One more like Department of Science and Technology, where they have this technology based incubation center, where this agriculture is also eligible. So such things are moving further, and the new type of ecosystem has been developed. Now, I'll share my experience. Recently, we have signed one, MOU with STPI, which is Software Technology Park of India. Now, I got shocked and surprised when they came to me and they told me their 2 Center for Excellences are dedicated for agriculture. Here, curiosity has comes in. I said, how come you people are in agriculture? You are in software technology. Then they said, no, our Akola Center and Patna Center is dedicated for the agriculture only. And they shared the need of this agribusiness management, upcoming need, which is, they said this blockchain, IoT, machine learning, and information technology. These are the upcoming areas which can supplement technology which is required for entrepreneurs as a agripreneurship or as a agribusiness manager. So what we have done it, we have, include these subjects in our agribusiness management for our students. Now companies are very happy. They are ready to increase their package, or students are also happy because if they want to move further as an entrepreneur, they need to have such technologies. For example, scientific supply chain management, which is required. Now we are talking about the distribution management, we are talking about the supply chain management, then effective supply chain management, then scientific supply chain management, then cold chain management. Look at how micro we people are moving further. For that, you need to have very good course curriculum for the agribusiness management. Now, if you look at the warehouse, we had only traditional warehouses. Then we came to know this cold storages. Then we came to know this controlled atmospheric CA storages. Now what we need? We need next generation warehouses. And next generation warehouses may be operated through IoT only. So such technology is required. So to support this entrepreneurship, we need to have very advanced course curriculum in agribusiness management. And any institute which is able to provide, yes, they are justifying their duty as well as they are encouraging students to become entrepreneur. Now, how to entrepreneur? Like suppose 44 subjects in this curriculum, fine, they will get the very good job, maybe 10 lakh or 11 lakh or 15 lakh or 20 lakh, something like that. But talk about the entrepreneur. Until unless, what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is a simple bouquet of management. Simple bouquet of management, where you should be expert and aware in the field of marketing, in the field of finance, in the field of human resource, in the field of e-commerce, or maybe any kind of technology which is required for your business or startup. These 4 or 5 areas, if you are comfortable, because a small entrepreneur is a basically barefoot manager. Why we are saying barefoot manager? Whether he doesn't have money to buy a pair of shoes, or he has less resources, or he has no time to wear the shoes. It means he has no time to wear the shoes, right? Because he is rushing for the marketing, rushing for the human resource, rushing for the finance. So entrepreneur is a small entrepreneur. He must know the management with the flavor of agribusiness. And that is why what we say, if you are providing good education in the agribusiness management, you are making good corporate leader as well as entrepreneurs. So I feel I have already taken 15 minutes and a lot of other good speakers are available. And I would like to, close my speech here. And thank you for the opportunity being with us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful insights. I felt like you drove us to the case studies and college sessions when we used to study, in our colleges. So that was a really interactive, and the way you have shared, just like a wonderful faculty and a teacher to all the students, that was really great. One thing I want to add a quick point that, as you mentioned, that is true that most of the entrepreneurs are coming from IIT IIMs. One fundamental factor, what I see that, I don't know, they have somehow the more risk-bearing capacity as compared to other one, and that risk-bearing factor is coming out of the safety, as when if they don't do anything in the market, at least that degree can ensure a job later on.
Right.
So that kind of financial safety is there in the mind. Then only I think you can take the further step towards entrepreneurship. somebody has rightly said कि भूखे पेट भजन नहीं होता, and that is true as well. That as long as you are fundamentally financially sound, your mind cannot think towards cannot move towards taking the risk in the life.
Absolutely.
So on that note, I once again thank you for being for your wonderful insights and wisdom to our dear students. We have now Dr.
Saurabh, could we please invite Dr. Verma because he has to leave for a meeting. Dr. R.S. Verma from MNIT Allahabad.
All right, ma'am. All right. So on your mark, ma'am, definitely in our eminent speaker now, we have next very senior speaker, very learned person and scholar, Dr. Ms. Verma from MNIT Bhopal, an institution close to my city.
MNIT Allahabad.
Achha, MNIT Allahabad. Okay. I'm sorry for that. So MNIT Allahabad, and as we are talking about that, technical people are entering more into agri-business and entrepreneurship. So now, sir, we would like to understand how a student have clubbed this technology with the agri-business, and how as an institution of pioneering technology, how the institution is contributing towards agri-entrepreneurship in future. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. First, I'd like to thank Ms. Mamta, and who has invited me for this agriculture entrepreneurship business webinar.
It's an honor, sir. Having you is an honor, sir.
No, thank you very much. Actually, I'm from out of the field, but still I have some points because I do have some agricultural land in my hometown, and we have not looked those things. But as being a biotechnologist, I would like to add a few points in agriculture entrepreneurship, because what I'm listening so far, they have not, because a lot of crops have been generated in India through traditional methods. And nowadays, the trend has come the last 10-15 years back that we are starting some genetically modified crops also growing in India. Although there is a lot of controversy on those crops, but still they are in the market. I can see that because there's a large population, we have to feed those things. And these crops which are genetically modified crops are there. They are basically the resistance crops, where you have more crops, but it can be eaten by the insects or other animals, so that it is very safe, and the production has increased a lot. First of all, I would like to say that thus this entrepreneurship, the business model in different schools, do they have a concept of patenting their crops? Because this is the one thing which is missing in India, that even we have a variety of crops of just like wheat, maybe rice, but we have not patented them, because that will also improve their basically revenues in India as well as the farmers. That's one thing we should include then, and you have to tell them what kind of crops you are growing, can they be patented or not? In my view. Second thing, I see the agriculture, there are 80,000 agriculture startups are there right now in India, but how many are successful? That depend upon their productivity and other market values. Second thing I would like to say that we must educate these farmers to grow some herbal plants, because herbal plants being a mandate from the government, that Ayush is promoting a lot to grow these plants, and use them as a medicinal plant. So probably these are the valuable product which can be generated in a small area of the land, depending upon where they grow and what they grow. So that is another things I would say, that the courses has to be included, those line of things. And definitely in MNIT, I will find out in the management if we can have a kind of MTech program or MS program in agriculture entrepreneurship. That is the one thing which I can see from listening to two talks and other things. And that's a very good, because Uttar Pradesh is only very agricultural land. A lot of things are given, maybe. And we have to differentiate what is corporate production and also small scale production. That's also very important, because a lot of farmers, they do not want to join big corporate, giving their land to them for all this beneficial when they are doing a group crop growing and business. So this kind of the model, I think we should educate those people. So entrepreneurship, it is very good, but as far as side by side, you have to educate the small farmers across the country also. Because until this kind of education goes to them, so the people who are going entrepreneurship in a small, they have to, I'm sure those are doing the business, they must be telling them what are the good and bad side of this kind of business, in that one corporate business kind of things. And when one thing is that each farmer, at least I have seen in the villages area, and in UP, I go every year different villages. I mean, yesterday I was looking at 60 kilometers away in one of the villages, and there are a lot of agricultural lands which is, the crop is growing in such a way that they are not managed properly. Half of the acre is grown, half the acre is empty. So they do not know how to increase the productivity of the crops. So I think business model should also include, for ground level reality, to teach them how to increase and how to do the things, how to, all kind of things. Although in Punjab, the farmers know they do the mechanized farming, they go to and sell their product in one go, and then 6-7 months they just sit around and enjoy the life. So the business model has to be in a different way. A lot of IIT and IIM goes to their village right now and start growing them a different crop, different vegetables, and also doing this. As far as in the beginning, I heard this logistics is very important. That every city, I'm sure, a prime minister and their ministry must be thinking about linking wherever the produce are there, it has to go to the market as quick as possible before it destroyed by at least the pest or maybe storage area where we can do that. And second thing is, storage is the bigger problem of these crops. I don't know how the management is doing storage, because I have seen FCI, 30% proliferage is there in the whole grains. So you need to develop a strategy how to store these food grains in a different warehouses. And that's a very important, what kind of pesticide use and how to make this aerated, these storage areas where the crop cannot get destroyed because humidity control has to be important. I'm talking about the technical point of view, how we can develop those things. And also it should be near to the railway track so that you can transport as a time emergency those grains in those grains. So and procurement and procurement storage from the field to those areas, that's also we have to look at. And it's very good agribusiness part basically, but I would still say that we must think about increasing the revenue of the farmer by increasing the strategies. And the strategy increasing by them, to educating them by patents, by using the GM crops. Basically, they let them start growing the GM crops, which has a high yield. And just like in tomato, basically, if I give you an example of this, now this for agribusiness, for making sauces, you need tomatoes. Now, what kind of tomatoes are required? 40% tomatoes are destroyed during the transportation. Do we need to have a strategy that how we can transport to the place of the industry where they can make sauces, or we can start a small entrepreneurship in the village itself, where you can have at least 3, 4, 5 group of the villages where you can grow these crops basically. So these are the few things I think I want to discuss and tell my views basically as a biotechnologist, what we can do it here. And I'm sure with a knowledge of a lot of the agriculture business who are very eminent panel here right now today, they definitely will tell the students what they should think beyond what they know in the subject. Because unless you have that kind of vision for the next 10 years, what you want to develop, and inquisitive to the students, that they have to ask that what we can take this country or ourselves forward in that direction. So that will help them also. And a student must learn how to do the business in a honest way. That is also important, because there is no shortcut for the success. The good success come only when you have hard work and you are honest. Then only it can be sustainable. So sustainable growth of the agriculture business is also very important. I think with that, I will say thank you very much for giving time. This is my views, short views, basically.
Thank you very much, Dr. Verma, sir. I think you have, with the wisdom of more than 4 decades, you have talked about, first of all, the patent and research. That is the foremost thing. I think premier institutions like Manit are responsible for setting up a marriage between agriculture and technology. So, all the terms that we are talking about, like blockchain, we are talking about drone, we are talking about technological intervention. All these are coming from the technical institutions. And the closer to you, in fact, in Allahabad, we have a formerly Allahabad Agriculture University. They are already doing many kind of research and orientation. So I don't know whether it is possible if Manit can also, transmit certain kind of these blockchain and other kind of technology to the agri, and can kind of develop a joint program for the agri
Definitely
entrepreneurship.
the agriculture business management, if you can develop any course so that we can have students will get benefited with that.
I'm sure for that. So thank you very much, sir, for your wisdom.
Thank you.
And thank you
So
very
can
much
I leave now because I have another meeting by 4 o'clock? Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mamta ji.
Now, without making much delay, I would like to invite Dr. Kalpana Shastri, Managing Director, Ag Hub Foundation, and with a lot of experience in agriculture hub and innovation, students will be more excited to learn from your wisdom. Over to you, Dr. Shastri.
Thanks a lot, Mamta and team. I'm able to start my video.
Just 1 second.
I have been, the host has taken off. Okay, fine. Anyway, I'll speak impromptu. First of all, thanks a
Yes,
lot.
ma'am. We can see you now.
Namaste. Yeah. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. And, thanks a lot for this 10 minutes. I'm speaking from another, event, which is a TIE event. And I'm sure everybody in agribusiness, at least people in business management know what is TIE. The fact that I've asked 10 minutes from the organizers where I am part of the jury only signifies how important it is to be part of your forum also to me. Having said this, I come with a fair amount of experience, as the anchor did mention. But when I'm sitting in this jury, one major thing which struck me was among all the competitors who have made it to the first, first 10, I don't have anybody from agriculture. We don't have any startup who is agri-based, who is a student of agriculture and decided to come into the path of entrepreneurs. Yes, we have startups who work for agriculture with applications, but we don't have any of our own fraternity coming towards entrepreneurship. And keeping in line with this, the theme of this conference, of this panel, I think I'm going to make only one plea to all the learned, group of panelists and the audience, is we need to do some magic wand business to bring and build the new generation of thinkers among the student community, that agri-entrepreneurship is also one way out. It's much better if tracked. Now, having said that, it's a big word. I know it's not easy to build student entrepreneurs. It should come within their, the fire should be in the belly to come. But somewhere in our education system, probably we need to relook at. I was part of the BSME for ICR, in fact, in agribusiness, and we tried to push it. And in the previous, I was just hearing, has blockchain or agtech, all these AI come into agriculture? It's coming in a very, very big way. Yes, in our curriculum, we need to add that. But before we start teaching blockchain, I think what I'm going to say is build a transdisciplinary approach in our agriculture education system. If we do that, we don't have to relearn as faculty blockchain, but I can get into a partnership and a collaboration mode and bring those technologies, try and forge partnership, and then understand where those can be applied in the agri-food value chain. That is something which we can. And same thing we can take down into the curriculum by developing, offering And glamorizing agriculture is yet another way we have to think. With the drone policy in place, where are those initiatives where we can actually push some of our rural youth into these sort of segments, so that they are at the local, you build local businesses in the local place with global technologies. That's what I wanted to air. Bring that change through agri-education, through agribusiness management for the local, people at the local place, but with global essence. And for that, the education system has to become more flexible, a transdisciplinary approach. I mean, I don't know if the Honorable earlier Vice Chancellor, Dr. Praveen Rao, is one of his favorite. I'm just quoting him, and I hope he will take it. Can we think of law students, agriculture, who take up law, so that some of our land tenancy rights or some of the issues in regulatory issues can be tackled, which is one of our biggest challenges. All these have to be stemmed into our agri-education platforms. And Mamta, I'm already, since I said I've taken off in between jury and the startups are waiting, I would love to talk more. If I finish the session here and your session continues, I could take it. But if any other points, please feel free to call me.
Sure, ma'am. What we have a VC Symposium WhatsApp group, ma'am. I'll add you there, and then we can invite your suggestions there.
Yeah. And I also take this opportunity, anybody interested in student entrepreneurship, encouraging, please feel free to revert back at PJTSU. This is exactly what we are trying to build. My target is to build one student entrepreneur from the agri field in the next 1 year. Let's hope. And I need all of your help. Thank you.
Fingers are crossed, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. Thank you. Saurabh ji, Mr. Devabrata Sarkar has to board a flight. If we can please invite him for 2 minutes.
I think without making much delay, without any formality, Mr. Devabrata, are you here?
Yeah, I am here. I'm
right,
so
sir,
sorry, Saurabh.
No, I understand the urgency. Please, without making any much formality, sir, over to you, please. Yes.
Devabrata sir, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for waiting for 5 minutes before boarding.
No. It's my pleasure. I'm so sorry. In fact, this was pre-planned and I couldn't avoid. But without taking any time,
yes, sir.
thanking the jury, thanking Mamta, Saurabh, thanks for inviting. I think this is an exciting platform to discuss about agri-entrepreneurship. I think I'm even more excited because, I have seen people over the years grew as entrepreneur in different fields. And in the recent past, I've seen a lot of agri-entrepreneurs that is coming. One example, very, very few days back, I have seen AgroNext coming up with a soil testing kit. And I think these are examples, this is an excellent field now, agriculture, and but the bigger challenge is that only 30% of the agri-entrepreneur, in the country right now are actually from agriculture industry or agribusiness management. So I think going forward, I would love to see a lot of other agribusiness management people are getting into this space. Field is exciting, a lot of opportunities. I think, prior panels and juries were talking about every single item you are looking around is some way or others, related to agriculture, which is true, because and with the artificial intelligence coming up, blockchains, and so it is not only about pure agriculture and going to the field, but everything is related now with technology, with the digital platform. People, the landscape is vast now. It looks like an exciting, workout panels where you can do a really large painting or whatever way you wanted to do. I think without taking much time from you, and I really need to push now, but the bigger thing is that it is time. I think a lot of students are hearing. I think many of you, I see a lot of participants here. I think many of you have that in your mind. I think create that one great idea, which is already exists now. You don't, everybody doesn't need to do different thing. All we need to pick and choose the right thing, in that vast landscape, and get into that space and find out a correct business model. I think investors are many. There are a lot of people who are investing, on agri entrepreneurship, and people are really excited. Investors are excited. So it's all about us, how we get into that space and really try our luck there. And with a bit of equipment or risk-taking ability, I fully agree, Shourav. It was always easier for people who came out from an institute of IIMs and IITs to have those risks. But I think it is time now of Olas and Ubers and Oyos, where even the dropouts can make big in India. So don't forget, it is not only about the IIM and IIT guys who does it big, who make it big. I think we all have that potential to make it big, and the platform is ready. We just need to jump in there with the right business acumen, with the right business model, and you need to really find out that one magic thing which people request, which consumer requests, which has a real business potential in it. I think then agriculture is an exciting place to be in, and to get into the agri-entrepreneurship. I think Manage has talked about, the NIAM has talked about. I think there are multiple organizations. Earlier, it used to be only IIM Ahmedabad and few, but now I have Panagas, now I have everybody is trying to teach agri-entrepreneurship, agri-business management. I think this is a great opportunity in a country like India, where our GDP is 16 to 17, 18% is from agriculture. But it really, I wanted to see a space when agriculture business or agri-entrepreneurship is coming, where 80% are from agriculture fraternity. That would be the ideal time to come in the upcoming days. Thank you very much, Mamta. I really need to push now. People are already waving their hand. Thank you very much. Thanks for the time, and see you soon. See you soon.
Yes,
Saurabh,
yes,
can we invite Pradipta sir now, Mr. Pradipta Sahu?
All right.
Or you, if you have other plans, I mean, it's okay.
No, I think as directed by yourself, so I'll just follow the this sequence only. And now let me invite Mr. Pradipta Sahu, who's working as a Chief Strategy Officer and head export in Mother Dairy, one of the largest FMCG working in the milk processing and related products. So in fact, I personally received a lot of guidance and direction from Sahu sir always, and
he's your senior.
So nice.
Your senior.
He's my senior from Ahmedabad, and he was the eminent speaker as well as came as expert at IACP as well, and also our student from IACP, they did internship under his guidance. So I think we are very closely connected, sir. And now many students have joined from all over the country to learn about agribusiness management for entrepreneurship. That is the today's topic. So based on your feedback and experience, how we can add value further in the today's topic.
Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Mamta, for inviting me for this particular platform. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think the topic is very relevant from the point of view of today. Today we are celebrating Janmashtami all across the country. So you have given a topic named the evolution of agriculture. So you see the yogas, the eras also have evolved. Now we are at Kali Yuga. Today we are celebrating somebody's birthday who has created the whole universe. So it's a good that on a very auspicious day, you have chosen a topic for discussion. And if you see today, all prasads that will be offered to God will be of agriculture. So it really good time. Second, most appropriate opportune time is when we are celebrating 75th years of independence. Just 3 days before, we are in Amrit Kal. And it's good time to reflect on how the evolution of agriculture study, pedagogy, demand, supply policy have evolved over time. And for next 25 years, when you complete, how the agriculture will be looking like from the point of view of the economy and individual prospect, growth and all that. So this is, and third point today, when the entire country is talking about NEP, new education policy that has been rolled out. So what is it that agriculture can take out of it in terms of enriching the content and making the education system, the graduates who are coming, so that they become more entrepreneur. So there are three things today. Good auspicious day. We are on 75th years of independence, looking back in the hindsight what has happened and in the context of NEP. So let me give you a bit of perspective of demand, supply and competition of agriculture, students and agriculture commodities, agriculture crops. So 75 years before, we were managing shortage. Now we are supposed to manage the surplus. That's the need of the hour. The students must be aware of the situation. We are no more managing short supply situation. We are going to manage excess supply or surplus situation. If you look at, we are in dairy, we are number one. I come from mother dairy, so I can tell you, we are number one in milk. Earlier, we used to import. You name, we are number two. So in the production space, we have done quite a good thing in terms of taking production into a level where we see food security is in place, and we are talking of adding value to it and making sure that farmer gets the best return out of it. So this is the situation we are in. If you look at demand supply situation of our agri professionals, because I am also agri graduate, when we used to pass out 25, 30 years before from agri university, that time our jobs were secured almost. People used to go to government jobs or the bank, rural development officers. I'm telling it to the students. So that time we are sure when you get into an agri university, so you will be getting into a job. Then time came, there was also a situation after 15 to 20 years, people didn't get job. So that made students to think alternate avenues. Then came the private sector, but because people who are not getting into private sector with a social taboo that if they get into private sector, they will not get good candidates for marriage, both ways. So therefore, the whole concept changed. People started looking at from government sector, joining government sector or banks into private sectors. Then the retail revolution came in, and you could see people getting into retail. So therefore, if you see now the time has come, people looking at agriculture as a business to manage the opportunities that are open to the whole country. If I can give you a couple of examples of the agriculture space, because I work for a company which is 12 to 13,000 crore company. Over here, we take people from IRMA, from sometime from managed, people are there. So all that is required or that is sought after from agri professionals is they are grounded. They are rural based. If you look at, there is a vertical split in any company for that matter. I'll come to entrepreneurship, but the company dynamics, I can tell you, there are people who are majority of them from the urban background. But if you talk about the rural background, people who are with agri, or for that matter, if they have come from agriculture or the rural background, they are more grounded. But the common fault line of any rural background people is they are introvert. They do not open up. They are not very assertive, even if they have got plethora of knowledge. In terms of domain knowledge, in terms of understanding the rural space, they are quite good at. But when it comes to getting across with their idea to the different people, because they falter. Why they falter? Because in the industry, majority of them are they do not understand the rural ecosystem. So first, you will have to make them understand what agriculture is all about. Agriculture dynamics are such complex, ambiguous, uncertain. So people who do not hail from a rural background or who do not have deeper understanding and appreciation of agriculture space, our task is to make them understand what agriculture complexities are all about. Having made them understand, then they will see that you have got values. So therefore, the agriculture students, first is not only to understand your domain, but please do pick up the assertiveness to communicate and to communicate your ideas and your values and your propositions, business propositions. So this is one key takeaway which I can give you from the experience that I have, because I have seen people coming in, when they are given free hand and they work on their own, they do exceedingly well job. But in a group dynamics, when people or the group is dominated by urban classes who are from different high class backgrounds, but having not understood the real complexities, our people there, they fail. So therefore, my suggestion, please do take that as a learning from me. And second thing, in a company like ours, I can tell you, entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship. In the company, you must be seen as a guy who has got lots of ideas, who can take risk. Even over here also, you'll have to take risk and be a good practitioner, deliver or bring out a new idea and nurture it and deliver the business result. So in the company, suppose we are working in a 100% agriculture company. We are a milk-based company, fruits and vegetables, and edible oils. All three are agriculture. I think some of the professors, they were saying 70% industry is agri-linked. So ours is 100%. If you look at the procurement guys, we do require talent and competencies who have got understanding of agriculture, be it milk procurement, fruits and vegetables procurement, oil seeds procurement. Then when it comes transportation or the assessing the quality, even if they are from NIPTEM or something, the guy who has got agriculture background, he can understand what is the moisture content, what is the color value of tomato, what is the SNF content or fat content in the milk. So therefore, again, you require agriculture guys. If it comes to the value addition or processing piece, over there, you must be very sure about the quality and the agricultural aspects of the commodities that you are handling. And if you look at the distribution and marketing, because you need to talk to the consumer, you must be having the technical abilities to understand and appreciate the crops and the products that you are handling. So therefore, in the whole agriculture processing space and marketing space, what is much sought after is the agriculture professionals. So I gave you a classic example. And while doing agribusiness, I have come across with one or two classic examples. I'll give you only one, which will let you know, if you are an entrepreneur, how with the help of a company or your own idea, you can take business to the next level. We got into a manufacturing or processing facility in Ranchi just 3-4 years before. Over there, sweet corn was not a crop. There, from a Ranchi Agriculture University, one agriculture graduate was there. We convinced him to take up agriculture as a farming or commercial farming, contract farming of American sweet corn. American sweet corn used to be grown in Pune, Satara, Hubli belt. But all the way that used to come to the eastern part of the country. So that guy was convinced. Then all we tied up with the Syngenta and other companies, fertilizer, pesticide companies. And he started doing in 100 acres, 1/3 acre, 2/3 acre. As we speak today, that person, entrepreneur, he is doing contract farming for us, for others. And he's doing deselling of the corns by employing hundreds of the laborers. So the kind of value that he's creating for himself, for the society, and for the environment is humongous. So here is a small example of a small agriculture graduate who didn't go to pursue further, but he started put in the village and started doing something great. Similarly, the idea of, even for us, one idea which came on jackfruit, that, sir, why can't you do the processing of jackfruit? And when we got into jackfruit, jamun, all these things, it was not at all, it was a new idea of getting into processing of jackfruit in Ranchi. Because the farmers, they were just throwing away jackfruit because it used to be there in the jungle forest and no taker was there. But when we got into procuring jackfruit, the values that we gave it to the farmers and then to the consumers, because jackfruit was sold in Delhi or other metropolitan cities unhygienically. So with the value addition and involvement of agri and agriculture graduates and the people who are involved in the processing, the value unleashing to the farmer, to the society and to the consumer is very high. So I see this profession will be more demanding in the days to come. Only my worry is the competition will come from the non-agri, non-rural background guys. So you will have to figure out how to stand out when it comes to competing with the guys who are highly technical or who are engineers who have come from USA. But we'll have to prove that how the knowledge that we have gained, the insights that we have got from the village background, that will make us, giving us competitive edge and cutting edge to stand out and to make money for yourself and give value to the society and the ecology. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pradipta Sahu, for sharing the thought about the practical thing, basically, which is what the challenges that we are facing and what students should, add value in their curriculum and in their career in order to make a successful entry into the agribusiness. So now we have with us very eminent speaker, Dr. R.C. Agrawal, sir, Deputy Director General of ICAR Education, who is pioneer and implementing, formulating, and strategizing the premier educational strategy in our country. So we have a student from all over the country, those who wish to understand the mantra and the fundamentals of agri-entrepreneurship and what all agri-business institution has incorporated in their curriculum, which can add value to their career and can help them to at least think of, agri-entrepreneurship in their career apart from the traditional education. So over to you, Dr. Agrawal, sir.
Thank you very much. And thanks to Agriculture Today Group for organizing this important meeting. It's a very relevant topic, and I should congratulate Madam Mamta, who is smiling. So thank you very much, Madam, for inviting me and to your entire group. And so first of all, I am sorry.
It's always an honor listening to you, sir.
That I'm a little late because I had two meetings. And just now I come after leaving a meeting. So this is a very relevant topic, and the best platform for agribusiness is through the higher agriculture education. I can say with the conformity, because agriculture education now, you see, is a professional degree. And when I say professional degree, this degree is something like your medical degree, something like your chartered accountant or any other professional degree. So once you are professional, you have to undergo certain practical exposures. And when I say practical exposure, that means in agriculture education, we are providing 1 year practical exposure. So out of 4 years, 1 year is just for the experiential learning. And you see, we have around 900 experiential learning units. And these 900 experiential learning units in 74 agriculture universities, they cut across all the areas. They cut across all agribusiness areas, whether it's a aquaculture, hydroponics, whether it's a vermicompost, whether it's a agribusiness management, whether it's a nursery raising. And you think of now we have focused more on drones, IoT-based solutions, and many more things, food processing, every kind of food processing you can just think of. So it's a huge number. And out of this 1 year degree program, out of this 1 year experiential learning program, which we call as a student ready, READY, Rural Entrepreneurship Awareness Development Yojana, student ready program. So this totally focuses on the industry linkages. It totally focuses on the linkages with the experiential learning units, which I told 900, and then rural exposure. For 6 months, we have a RAVE program where we ask the students to go to interact with the farmers and just to know the real-time problems. And of late, we have also started the program for the incubation centers to learn this agribusiness management. And a lot of new programs in agribusiness management through our university are coming up. Even you see in this agribusiness related activities, the EL program, which I told we have 900 ELs, there is a concept that earn while learn. So when the students are doing some experiments, so suppose somebody is involved in the nursery raising or bonsai plant making. So whatever product they develop or the arrangement of the dried flowers, how to learn how to make beautiful arrangements. So while you learn, you can also sell those things if you are in the, say, in the protected cultivation. So you can also sell in the market. And I'm happy to share with you, on an average, while learning, the students have an average revenue of 3,000 to 4,000 rupees for the 6 months, which is a handsome amount for the students while they are in the student life. So that they learn not only how to make the produce, but how to sell in the market, how to package them, and how to know the tactics of selling your product, how to tell the all the advantages of your product, the nutrient contents, or whatever is the product, so that you develop some kind of some characteristics within yourself of the entrepreneurship. And we have got a very good success. And in this, again, I feel happy in informing you that the number of girl students are more now. About 10 years back, we had around 23% girls students, but today it is 49% girl student and 51% boys. And in states like just 2 days back, I was in Kerala, I could see 80% girls. In Himachal, 70% girls. So Mamta, for you, it's a good news that the girls are coming forward more and they have the basic entrepreneurship skills. And I was really surprised to talk to these students and the kind of involvement they had in this ELs, experiential learning units. They were saying, sir, we don't want the job. We want to have our own business. And what kind of business you will see? There is a girl in Ludhiana. She has started a very good business of this terrace gardening. And she was saying she's getting a lot of money. So it's not that only you have to go to the fields and train the farmers. So there, even in urban agriculture, there are a lot of things. Vertical farming. Okay, within home you can raise your own required mushroom. There are devices. You just spare a portion of your room, and you can have your own mushroom growing. So a lot of startups are coming. A lot of students are just finding the ways. Agriculture is not the way how we think. It's not the way how we saw the farmer in minimum clothes and fighting with the summer and fighting with the all kind of odd things, and then we are showing an image that this is the agriculture. No, this is a part of the agriculture. Agriculture also involves your value addition, your processing, your blockchain, the use of the IoTs. In animal science, if you see the genomics, in animal science, you see the clones, a lot of variety development, like sex-sorted semen, many things. So sky is the limit for agriculture. So my my message is that for agribusiness management, the best place is the agricultural universities. And through agriculture universities, we are also seeing it's not only that UG program, we are starting in a big number now, the certificate courses, the diploma courses. We are just going to introduce this national education policy related to this 1 year certificate and 2 year diploma courses, multiple entry and multiple exit also. That will again pave a very good way for our students to learn more in a short time. And not only this, Mamtaji, we are also trying to take the students of the class 10 in the polytechnics, so that you need not to be 12 pass, so that you directly come to the polytechnics, and then those polytechnic holders will allow them to take directly admission in the second year of the UG program, if they wish to. We will reserve some seats, so that we have to also attract these youths, and so that they have their own businesses. It's not that we are preparing them for getting the job. We are preparing them to have their own enterprises. Maybe in village, they can have some small level nursery or vermicompost making or bonsai plant making or whatever they think of. And nothing, then at least they can use those technologies in their own field. Okay, these latest technologies, whatever they are learning. So ultimately, this is all part of the agribusiness. Agribusiness doesn't mean that everybody has to become the billionaire or the millionaire, or you have to have a huge turnover. That means at least whatever you wish to run your family, at least you can earn on your own. Okay, based on the agriculture, based on the agriculture-related activity, allied activities. Okay, and I can tell you, people do not understand the agriculture. We have MSc, you cannot even believe, we have MSc in 95 subjects. You cannot name even 95 subjects. So it's much more than what you can think of, agriculture. This is the real culture of our country. And I need not to tell you the figures that how the people are involved in this. But per year, we are having around a production of around 30,000 agriculture graduates from our agriculture system, and equal number comes from the private universities. We are just for the agribusiness itself. We have undertaken a study. What is the human resource requirement for the next 20 years with the support of the industry? We had a series of meetings with the FICCI, with all private seed industry, with all state governments, Niti Aayog, and many more. And almost at the final stage, we are there. That what is the requirement for the entrepreneurship for different sectors in the next 20 years, so that accordingly we adjust ourselves in the universities for the more number of intake or less number of intake, so we can adjust accordingly. So that's what we are trying. And again, to make our universities of the global standards, we are trying to make a lot of changes. We are also trying that to attract more students from the abroad, or to provide the better facilities. We have to have the BOT models for our agriculture universities, so that we can have the involvement of the private sector also to build the hostels or the other facilities. And for global ranking, again, I feel happy to inform you all that one of our university for the first time, with the support of our World Bank project, has come at the global ranking, QS ranking, Pantnagar University. Now we are targeting that another 5-6 universities, another 1 year should also come at the global list. And you know already, once you are in the global list, you get a lot of queries from the international students that yes, I want to come to your university. So that will also create a platform where you can really have the international atmosphere. More and more students will be involved in not only national but international level projects, the marketing of your products in different countries once you have the linkages. So all that we are trying to change the system. And in nutshell, I can say, yes, we have changed the ecosystem. If you visit any agriculture university, you find a different involvement of the students now. Their mindset is changed. Students we are focusing, I can tell to the moderator also, that we are also focusing for the soft skills of the students. We have created a lot of facilities. Every student is being asked to offer to take some of the languages. Maybe they can learn French, they can learn any regional language, German, Japanese, whatever they want to learn, so that you build more confidence. The communication skills. Then these lectures of the banking side, how to take loan, how to register your company, how to do all those things. So that once you learn these things, I think you can really come out with a lot of confidence. I have seen these students writing editorials in the newspapers, the undergraduate level students. And one girl, and a lot of girls are coming to thank us for these interventions. But one girl just wrote to me that, thank you very much, sir, for this help, which now I am so confident I can talk to the president. I can talk without any fear, even to the president of the USA. I have that much confidence now in the speaking and personality wise. So that is the kind of persons we have to create so that we can say, yes, they are ready to take up any challenge, whether it's agribusiness, whether it's a research, whether it's a political leader, or whether it's a bureaucrat, whatever. Because we are not producing a particular type of persons. We have to create a person who has a lot of confidence. Like you all have seen, many IITians, they need not to work only in the technology field. Many IITians, they are doing mimicry. Many students are doing the agribusiness. So the only thing is they have the confidence. They can get success in any field wherever they enter. So that kind of confidence we have to create amongst the students. And in the last, I can say, we have to create an atmosphere, an ecosystem where we can really enter with full confidence in the fourth industrial revolution, which requires the green energy, which requires the a lot of use of this quantum computing, IoTs, AI, and many more things. So a lot of technological interventions have to be used to produce more nutritive from the less sinking resources. And I think that is the future where we are foreseeing. That is the future where we can say, yes, we are entering into a life 3.0, where everything will be based on the AI, artificial intelligence. We all will be governed by the AI. So let us learn how to live in that atmosphere, and let us learn how to live in the atmosphere which is governed by the technologies. And so that we can say with confidence, yes, we are technology savvy, and which is affordable to everybody. Like today, mobile is affordable to everybody. There was a time 10 years back, we thought of that a farmer cannot have the mobile. But now you cannot think that a person will not have a mobile. It's a presume that everybody will have a number, everybody will have a mobile. So the technology has come up to a level where everybody can afford it. Even there was a time when affording a pen drive was very difficult. When we were getting a salary of 2,000 rupees, the pen drive was costing 400 rupees. 1/4 of our salary. But now you can give to anybody without thinking a number of pen drives. So the technology has to come up to that level, drones, everything, so that we can say that yes, everybody in the agribusiness or in farming or cultivation or any atmosphere is taking full advantage of this. And that's all I want to just say. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you very much again to the Agriculture Today Group.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable guidance to all of our students. I think they have witnessed the strategic vision of our country, and in fact, every small intervention that is happening in from the DDG office or from the ICRs can impact lakhs of students in our country, lakhs and lakhs of students in our country. And I was one of them. I can clearly see 15 years ago when I was entering into the counseling of ICAR as a student. And I selected in Pantnagar University for pursuing my BSc Agriculture. That time I had all kind of confidence with me, but I was struggling in English language. That was the only challenge I was struggling in. How would I survive in the environment where people have wonderful communication skills? And that was, that kind of, triggering the confidence in the student. And those kind of interventions, in fact, was happening in Pantnagar University for French language, German language, specialized communication language. So these things are pretty required, sir. Actually, I'm one of the beneficiary directly.
You must go to Pantnagar University and see now the change atmosphere.
Right.
I called for an alumni meeting 10 days back.
Right.
And beautiful. They were so impressed. Really.
In fact, the the recent
One
QS
of the
ranking.
girl, beneficiary girl, she has running her own this business of consulting. She is giving consultancy for the soft skills.
Yes.
See, that is the kind of change now.
No, I think the recent QS ranking itself, it's kind of an example and it's kind of a proof that Pantnagar is definitely going leaps and bounds under your leadership. So thank you very much, sir, for being here. Now, I would like to invite Dr. MJ Khan, Chairman, Indian Chamber of Food and Agriculture, based on his, sir, are you available here? Yeah, now Dr. MJ Khan sir is there with us. So welcome, Dr. Khan, for honoring this session. And as we have many students joined from all over the country, so they would love to listen to your wisdom and how they can enter into the entrepreneurship that too in agriculture. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Saurabh, and thank you, Mamta ji. I am at a loss now to join because I could not listen to the earlier speakers. But anyway, I am inspired by the presence of Dr. R.C. Agrawal. Thank you, Dr. I could see many other faces known to me. So thank you, Mamta ji, for this opportunity. And I must congratulate you because this is third program in a series in a row. Consecutively, you have been able to do successfully. We all know that agriculture has dramatically transformed from what it used to be as a means of sustenance to a big time opportunity. Now, people who are not connected to agriculture, let me share, and I am sure that all of you must be observing, they are looking for opportunities in agriculture. I tell you, Dr. Agrawal, if when I was traveling, let's say 20 years back, 15 years back, in the flight, the person sitting next to me, if he extends the visiting card and looking at agriculture, never inspired him. But today, in the last 5-7 years, no matter what the profession of the other fellow, if you give your visiting card something written about agriculture, he would not leave you till the flight lands. He will try to figure out what is the opportunity for him or her. Now, when the collective thinking goes into anything, unprecedented kind of developments take place. So today, irrespective of which profession, what role a person is, everybody is trying to figure out what opportunity the food and agriculture sector holds for him. Similarly, within the agriculture, if we see the evolution, where early days, there used to be the government sector throwing up the job opportunities, whether it was extension or research or education, and early days of plantation sector moving to input side. But today, the knowledge businesses that have emerged in agriculture and the services sector, that is holding out big opportunity input. And the government's priority of startups, which is what your topic is today, I'm happy to tell you that 6,000 startups in food and agriculture, out of about 3,600 in food, and about 2,300-400 in agri sector. But this may not be a very big number looking at the diversity of agriculture production system and the size of opportunity. But what is very important is that the innovative models, disruptions that they are able to create, and the innovations, the core of every entrepreneurial model is the technology. And most important striking fact is that out of 6,000 startups, almost 5,800 are by the engineers who had no prior connection with agriculture. So when the non-connected people get into it, very fresh perspective and very objective thinking and the new models that come into it. So from government jobs to private sector jobs to entrepreneurial model to startups now. So I believe similarly from production centric to post production and now the innovations, the agri businesses, so that have come in a big way. Again, here if you look at from what inputs dominated agri businesses to now businesses adding value, that is value creating businesses in agriculture that are coming in a big way. So post-production management and the opportunities that are being looked at as the real, challenge and real opportunity. So I'm sure that the students who have joined here, let me congratulate them for joining agribusiness courses at the most opportune time. This was the kind of opportunities today that was not available when Saurabh may have been doing his MBA or I was doing my MBA 30 years back. But today and the next 10, 15, 20 years, agriculture is going to offer big, big opportunities. But what is very important is that what all developments that are taking place and the support that the government is extending and up to the corporate sector involvement, what difference are we going to make in the lives of the farmers? That is something all of us collectively as a part of agriculture ecosystem had to be concerned about, that the growth in agriculture, the growth in agribusinesses, the growth in the agricultural GDP, how much share of that is going to the primary producer, which is the key stakeholder in the entire agricultural system, the farmer. So again, irrespective of what position we all are holding, what role we are playing, we need to be concerned about that either fair size of the pie, if not the larger size of the pie, goes to the primary stakeholder in the agricultural system, that is the farmer. So my closing comments are that the students who are looking for opportunities to pursue the agribusiness education and those who are already into it, I must congratulate them for a very opportune time they are getting into it, but also advise them that after successfully passing out, most of you will be landing in agribusiness sector in different industries, whether these are fertilizers, pesticides, seeds, farm machinery, food processing, infrastructure, exports, or whatever, or services. You must think every time that by your actions, by your business plannings, by your business model, and whatever linkages, collaboration, everything that you are doing, the services you are rendering, the farmer must benefit by all that we do. And this is at the core concern of the government of India also. All that support that is being extended, because all these years the concern that we had was that value was not getting created in the agriculture sector. The public investment was not correspondingly met by the private sector. As a result, the synergy that should have been created was missing all these years. So fortunately, last 2-3 years, the exports have witnessed a big boom. Like in management, we say that competition improves everything. Here, I would say that exports linkages improve everything, because you'll have to improve the cost, you'll have to improve the quality, you'll have to improve the efficiency in order to compete at the global marketplace. And this helps improve the supply chain. This helps improve the value chain, because if you are not strong at supply chain, you are not strong at value chain, you may not be able to compete at the marketplace. So the growth in the export that has taken place in the last 3 years, in fact, this year unprecedented growth, and the next year targets are again unprecedented. So all that put together surely will improve the supply chain, which has been a big concern area. The value addition has been non-existent, because processing we are still about 5-6% only. That will improve. And equally important is that the production management, which was input centric, is moving into more precision management system. So precision agriculture, and of course here also that the era of digital agriculture has started, which means the ICT assisted management of the production system. So precision agriculture, digital agriculture, together these concepts and the support system through the digital means available, I'm sure at lesser cost you'll be producing more, and you'll be producing more safe food. And that will address one side the food security, the other side the nutrition security, and the safe food production. Put together, I'm sure that diversity of Indian agriculture system, which we have, about 8.5% of the world's agriculture is produced by India in value terms. In tonnage terms, it may be 10% plus, but in the international trade, our presence still remains about 2.2%. So this need to improve to about 5-6%. We need to reach at some point of time equal to what our share in the production is in terms of value at least. And also, in terms of processing, we need to move up. Going up from 6%, 5.5% to 6% to 10%, 11% in the next 10 years' time will throw open not less than about 500,000 jobs. And these jobs will be very, very lucrative jobs. And therefore, the students who are aspiring to get into agribusinesses will have golden time. So thank you very much, Mamta ji, for the opportunity given, and Dr. Agrawal for chairing this session. Over to you, Mamta.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Neerja Prabhakar is there online. Ma'am, would you please like to share your views? It'll be a pleasure to listen to you.
Yeah, very good afternoon.
Yeah, Neerja ma'am.
Yeah, just I am at it's on leave, but still I am interested to listen to all the eminent speakers on this platform. Yeah, really, now there is going to be going to see a sea change in our agricultural education, as said by the previous speakers. One thing is, most of the times we are seeing only BTech or engineering graduates as a startup owners, and very less numbers of agri-tech or horticulture students are entering into this startups. That is the one thing I observed. But in this coming years, there is we can see that a big transformation in the agricultural education, as said by our Honorable DDG Dr. R.C. Agrawal ji. So, as a part of the curriculum, that Student Ready program, which plays an important role, and to train the students to acquire skill knowledges in the different platforms. So as I said before, protected cultivation especially, and value additions, these are the two important areas where we can concentrate. So, and then one of the speaker has mentioned that we had to educate the farmers in this field, especially related to the quality produce, and the integration of the knowledge that is acquired by the student has to reach to the farmers. So with the both integration of this technology from the agriculture universities or colleges, and using the technology and our technical knowledge in the agriculture and horticulture field, we can achieve the wonders with these startups, so that our students will become they are the job providers rather than the job seekers. So one more thing I want to tell here is, as in our students community, most of them are girls. As I said before, one of the speaker is girls, they can take up the off field startups. So whatever this vertical farming or terrace garden or indoor type of value added products, because my experience says, so I met some of the students who already entered into this platform. So they started their own business as entrepreneurs and succeeding in their areas like landscaping. And one of our student started in final year itself in case of the landscaping and succeeded, and as well as they owned their own nursery also, and selling their own product and earning a lot at learning level itself in the final year itself. So this is actually encouragement that will give, if our own students who succeeded in their startups, if they will interact with the present students in different university or colleges in or alumni of the particular university or college, definitely that will be more inspiring the existing students in the colleges and the universities, so that they can come up with more entrepreneurship ideas. This is my view. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yeah, yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Neerija Pravakar, madam, for your quick guidance and wisdom to all of our students. And I think we have, as per our panelists, we have covered most of the speakers, and some of the speakers were not available because of their own schedule. So before even completing the session, we'd like to ask if somebody else want to share some views quickly. Maybe one or two speaker, if you want to share any quick views, their personal experience or any guidance to the student with reference to the today's topic. Any student would like to ask, maybe as a couple of speakers has already left, but still, if you have any doubt, any question regarding entrepreneurship, so we can try to answer at our level best. If you have any doubt, any question, you can always ask. Maybe one or two questions can be taken before we sum up the event.
Saurabh ji, if possible, can we please share our email ID in the chat box so that if somebody has something to share, they can just send it to us on the mail.
That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
So I'm sharing mine. You could also share yours.
G. So students, those who are aspiring for.
Can I add a word? Can I add a word here? Yeah. Can I say very briefly? This is Ramesh Deshpande. I'm
Yes, Dr. Deshpande, sir. Yes.
Yeah, no, hello.
Yeah, please, why don't you please? Yes.
No, I just want to make a big point that there are business opportunities as previous along the supply chain. You have to look at what is the supply chain, starting from producer to consumer. And there are various opportunities all along the way. One can do the entire supply chain work along with it, or take pieces of that and connect. For example, production. We can have a focus on productivity growth at farm level. What all businesses are possible to improve productivity, number one. Number two is post-harvest. That is, first of all, when we talk about productivity, we talk about inputs. So input supply, more efficient, or technical advice on efficient input application. There are business opportunities. Then post-harvest, starting from initial processing, transport, value addition, primary processing or deep processing. So one can connect to various operators in those, etc. Then comes the marketing side, that is retail market. And then comes the export and import trade. So what I'm saying that if a student looks at the whole supply chain, starting from production to the consumption, you can see the range of opportunities. One can take pieces of those opportunities, or one can do across more opportunities. That is one thing. The second thing one has to see is the profitability of agriculture in the whole process at all levels. You have to see the economics of it. I think we didn't talk much about economics. In economics, where you have to just see how much capital you need, where you can get funds from. Number two, how do you use those funds? What kind of margins you need to have, what kind of risks you have. And because we never talked about what are the risks in agriculture. At every point there are risks. So what are the risk management strategies at each point? That is one. So in bottom line is, numerous opportunities are there, as you previous speaker said, and theme of this work. How to reach those, how to grab those opportunities depends upon where you want to work on the supply chain, number two, and the economics of that supply chain. This thing, where is the profitability, etc. I think if that broad message is taken, the problem with India's agriculture is basically the profitability, productivity is low and profitability is low. These are the two big issues. And therefore, we have to see how technology can address these problems. Number one, technology. Number two is how can services help to exploit those opportunities. Third is what are the risks in doing and how do you manage those risks, pay due attention to risk. So these are the broad features. I think these are the 3-4 key messages one should look at when you take up any business idea and work on it. Thank you. I think I should say briefly. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was wonderful, Dr. Deshpande, for adding the value and insight. I always find you really active on the groups, and you keep on sharing a lot of insights. Thank you very much once again for being here. Over to you, Mamta madam.
I mean, you can wind up. It's fine.
All right. So first of all, thank you very much to Agriculture Today Pro for organizing such a wonderful event, consecutively third year, and inviting all eminent speakers, guests, academia from all over the country and all over the world. I think this is the third consecutive year where a lot of students are getting benefited from the wisdom of very senior industry leaders, speakers, directors, researchers, and they are getting certain kind of value addition in their career path. And this is definitely an era of agriculture. Earlier it was by chance, but now it is definitely by choice. You will definitely feel proud if it is by choice. And on that note, I wish all the best to all dear students. Thank you once again, R.C. Agrawal sir. You are still here with us. We are very blessed to have you on this panel. Definitely honored to have you on this panel and listen to your wisdoms. Thank you, Mamta madam, once again for organizing such a wonderful event. All the IT team which are working for supporting the entire event, all the dear students, faculties, academia. Thank you once again. So that's all from my side.
We will be publishing a report in the upcoming edition of Agriculture Today.
That would be really great.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.